Hello friends, honorable brothers, sister and friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you how can we create a new project in Angular CLI project. Let's start. And other things, if you like my video and so please subscribe, share, like and comment to me and share this video to all of your friends for encourage me to make more videos for you. Now let's start create a new project in Angular CLI. First, create a new project in Angular CLI. We can use for code editing uh, TypeScript for use Visual Studio Code. Download Visual Studio Code in using this URL code.visualstudio.com/download. And this is a Visual Studio Code installer for Windows, for Linux or Mac as per your requirement. Then start command prompt. I do not get into in detail because we are already seen in part 1 configure and install Angular CLI. So let's quick start. Now if you first time create Angular CLI project, so you need to install npm install, but I am already installed npm, so I cannot install npm again. Now start a new project using ng-new command. ng-new or project name like this, ng-new my app. It's take some time. And one another thing, it can ask you, would you like to add Angular routing? You can yes or no. I configure Angular routing with my project start. There are several options using CSS, SCSS, SASS, less or styles. There are different types of Angular CLI CSS project. We will discuss in later video. First, we using CSS. Here is that CSS format. Here is using my project is already created. Let's start the project. Start project, we change and go to project directory using cd command. cls clear the screen and Visual Studio Code start command code dot. So start open Visual Studio Code using code dot. This is our project. Source, asset, environment and app folder. App modules TypeScript module and other karma configuration, ts configuration app.json, ts configuration spec.json. We will discuss in later video session. Now start debugging using ng-serve.open command. By default, live reloaded function is on in Angular CLI. I will show you what is a live reload function. Could not find module Angular CLI dev kit npm. This is this error because install npm not installed in my directory. Let's start npm install. It's several times for install npm. When you use this command in ng server dash open and get a error for ng dev error, so its solution is go to your project directory and install npm install. Its process dependent on internet speed. Now that process is running, we will discuss other command for unit test using ng test. So it can be unit test. For end-to-end test using ng e2e command. Using end-to-end test or build your project. And another thing is that Angular CLI is by default live reloaded function on. So when we change anything in code like index.html, here is when we change h1 heading or anything, there are automatically refresh in your default browser. So that's meaning is default live reloaded function on. So we do not again and again compile programs. And you can use bootstrap, also HTML code, and TypeScript is a preferred language like JavaScript. And all configuration in JSON file, like I will show you configuration ts app.json file. and ts spec.json file. Difference between spec.json or tsconfig.json we will show in later video session. Now only start and debug by default program we can create. When you changes in HTML anything, you can only save changes. There are automatically changes will be made in your browser. Extract file to my node modules. Now its configure is almost done. I push my video for sometimes because it's take long time. Now look at our process is complete and try our program using ng server dash open. Look at our program is built in localhost port number 4200 open in my default browser. Build my program. Look at this. It's working, everything fine. Now I will show you check my by default live reload function is on or off. Here and save changes. Go to my browser. Look at this. Automatically change your anything code, graphics, design automatically change in your debug project. Now how we can stop this? Using Ctrl C to stop and terminate job. Now ng server dash open is terminate. For unit test using ng test, here is already create unit test in ng test command and karma configuration. First clear the screen, cls ng test. When you use a command in first times, it will take some times for compiling. 10% building module to up to and open in another local port 9876 karma v3 connected, and our test is complete. Now we use end-to-end test, E2E test, terminate job, Control C, press Control C to terminate job, clear the scene, and command E2E test, ng E2E test. It's also take some times for compiling and building. And look at this, it is also localhost port number 4200. Open in browser, compiled successfully, end-to-end test is completely successfully, and go to Chrome Drive and Google's API, update and unzipping. My default page is open and terminate, end-to-end successfully. Now we can see Angular CLI command and its purpose. ng new app create a new Angular project. ng server open runs the project in your default browser. ng test runs all the unit tests. ng end to end runs all the end to
મને ખબર છે
all the end to end test. We will now we will
બળબડ કરો મને
now we now in part 2 and part 3 we will see what is the purpose of everything files like index, favorite icon and environments, everything step by step in all the files. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.